Welcome to Meanwhile in the Falklands, a podcast from FITV. It's week 142 on the podcast, so we're still in line with the show week because the show's 542 this week, so that makes me very happy. This week on the podcast we have
Jonny
and
Tyrone.
And Tyrone, this is your first time on an FITV podcast.
Yeah, in a long time. Yeah.
The viewer may have spotted Tyrone on the show a couple of weeks. He was on this week and a few weeks back, but we've finally persuaded him to get on a podcast. So, how are you feeling for your debut?
Yeah, no, it's nice to be here, I guess. I don't know.
I think Tyrone has a very good radio voice, so I think you're well suited to the podcast.
Yeah, let's hope.
Very smooth voice.
Yes, I fully agree. Tyrone's got a great voice. You know, there's some people that just have a voice. I mean, I know there's a joke like, oh, you've got a face for radio, but there is actually like some.
Is that what you're saying about Tyrone?
No, I'm saying that about you,
I'll
Jonny.
take that to heart.
This is why we leave Jonny on the podcast, because he's got a face for.
Yeah, I didn't do the show this week.
No, but people do have voices that are better for like presenting and reading. I think Tyrone does have one of those good like presenting radio-y voices, doesn't he?
Or like an advert or something like that.
Yeah, no, I prefer not to be on TV, but it's part of the job, so. Yeah.
I prefer not to be on TV, he says, working at a TV station. Let's just move swiftly past that then. It's been quite a busy week this week, so it started out Monday morning, bright and early, while everyone else was recovering from the football. I went out to the school and they had the Welsh Guards there, giving them a special lesson. So I don't think anyone else would have coped because the Welsh Guards were there banging their drums in the school hall and the kids were having a go. It was actually really fun, I thought. So they were teaching them like camo and how they'd sort of make food while they're out camping and stuff, and some command tasks. And they put them in like the big. Have you guys seen those big military vehicles parked at the jetty centre? That it's like big multi-person.
I only saw it on your package this week, but yeah, it looked cool.
Yeah, so sometimes you see these big vehicles parked around town, and it's a way to carry troops and stuff. And so they got all the kids to go up in these troop carrying vehicles, did a little drive around town. That was really. I was so tempted to be like, "Can I get in, please?" But I had to keep on filming.
Well, they actually drove them around then.
Yeah.
Because I saw them getting in.
Yeah.
But then they took them on a little.
Yeah, so they did a
well.
little trip round town in these big troop carrying vehicles. And yeah, it was actually really fun. So the Welsh Guards are down at the moment doing their sort of 3-4 month stint as part of the Royal Infantry Company. So yeah, they're I think they're off again pretty soon. But yeah, so that was really fun. So the kids got to be taught by the Welsh Guards for a morning.
So the Welsh Guards quite famous for their musical talents then with their drums. Cause I remember seeing them on Liberation Day.
Yeah, they were there at Liberation Day. But yeah, I think they are, because they've got like these big drums and it says like 1st Battalion Welsh Guards on it, and they've got a unit I think that does the music.
Like the flute players as well.
Yeah. So that was cool as well, because they were letting the kids have a go on the drums, and then they did a little demo of it and sort of how it actually works. So you can see that in the piece I did, plug for the show, and with like the flute playing as well, and it sounds really cool.
It does.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you've worked it really nicely how you've got the sound going throughout the piece, but I remember it was really that music on Liberation Day created a really sort of poignant atmosphere as well, with the marching and you heard the parade before you actually saw it, which is really cool, and I think that was what the Welsh Guards they played a big part in that, which is cool. So.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's like the tune that they do or whether it's just like the instruments together, but there's something about like the drums and the flute and stuff all together. It just does sound like you say, like really poignant. Like
it does.
It just makes an impact, I think.
Did you get camo on your face then?
I didn't get camo.
Crawling around in the mud, or
it did make me laugh. I really wanted to make a camo joke because the chap I interviewed, the captain of the platoon, he was saying, as you can see behind me, they're doing a camo. Oh, there's my phone going off. They're doing a camo demonstration, and I wanted to be like, where are they? We can't see. But I stopped myself from making the dreadful camouflage joke. But no, I didn't put any cam cream on myself. Had to be seen, so they knew I was filming.
Okay.
But anyway, so that was the morning, and in the afternoon, me and Tyrone went along to the town hall to see the infant junior school. They did their play this week, so we got to see their dress rehearsal, didn't we? What did you think of it?
Yeah, no, it was quite a contrast, because I mean I grew up here, so obviously I was once doing RJS productions, So to then like be watching and filming, like I feel like it's kind of full circle in a way. Like, you know, that was once me and now it's my job to like report on it. So I don't know. It's weird, but then it's also kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah. What did you think of the play? Like quality, standard of the play in comparison to when you did the play?
Yeah, well, to be fair, there is like, I found it pretty interesting to see that they use like real songs. Like they had like Katy Perry and like Taylor Swift.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. Like I remember when we used to do it, it was just like unique songs, like songs that were actually meant for the play. But it's nice because I guess because the whole thing was like, was it Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously like it was Nick Southgate. You know, he wrote it himself, and obviously he worked certain aspects into it. And I just think it was, it was really fun to watch. Really fun to watch.
Yeah, because I think the year 5 and 6 teachers, all of them together, have sort of helped write and put in little parts and more jokes. So it's Romeo and Juliet with a twist. And unfortunately, we didn't stay to the end, so I didn't see what the twist was.
Exactly.
But if any parents went and watched and can tell us, I'd love to know. But yeah, it was really fun because they'd written it themselves, they could put in these jokes and these different songs. But yeah, I thought it was really good.
Tyrone, what was the play that you did?
We did Goldilocks and Three Bears.
Oh.
But it was like a very, it was like the Three Bears were like, not gangsters, but like they were like that type of, they were like the mob. And then obviously like you just had like different aspects of where, you know, it was just not the traditional story. But I feel like as if probably the twist in Romeo and Juliet was probably that they don't both die at the end.
They live happily ever after.
Probably. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
What did you play? What part were you in Goldilocks?
Were
I
you
think
Goldilocks?
I was a policeman. There was 4 of us actually. 3 of my mates, and it was a good laugh. Yeah.
The coppers.
The coppers. The boys in blue. Yeah.
But yeah. And then your Monday, very busy. Tyrone's Monday was very busy. You went and did the tourism awards in the evening, didn't you?
I did, and it was I've never been to one of them, as you can expect, and it was quite fun to see what was his name, Ricky Evans, who's the owner and manager of Pebble House Lodge. He won his first award, and then he like went back to where he was standing, and then he won his second one, and his third one, and by the fourth one, he was kind of like, okay, surely this is it. But it was because there was 8 awards in total, and one guy won 4. So I think that just it shows how hard him and his team worked this year to bring away that many. But
smashed it.
But other than that, everyone looked like they were enjoying their night. Lots of smiles here and there. But it was really fun. Me and Oliver went there, talked to a few people.
Yeah.
Because before they hand out the awards, there's like certificates for tour guiding. So even that, that course was celebrated as well. But
so was it a mix of categories?
That
people could win awards for. So I'm guessing it was stuff to do with accommodation and like say tour guides.
Yeah, I mean I think you have the awards were like driver of the year, tour guide of the year, Stanley accommodation, camp accommodation, Taste of the Falklands was always a big one. I think the waterfront took that one. Best experience, best customer service, and one more that I can't think off the top of my head. But like it ranges from different aspects of like all tourism here. And considering the fact that there were little to no international tourists last year, and there was still a celebration, I think just goes to show.
A big local vote.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, I guess, because it has been such a difficult tourism season, because normally there's all the cruise ships that come in, and obviously with the air links with South America, but obviously we've had none of that this year, so no international tourists. And I guess at the start of the season, tourism operators must have been quite concerned, because how are we going to have a tourism season with no tourists? But then obviously the government, they brought in the trip scheme, so everyone had their £400 accommodation voucher to go and spend on local accommodation, and it was really nice. I mean, you weren't here really for the trip scheme, were you, Jonny?
I only got here right at the end of it.
Right, as it ended.
I'd spent a bit of money in the shop.
Yeah.
Because you got £100 to spend, but you'd be able to get half price off, wouldn't you? So I made use of that. I bought a few penguin socks and that kind of stuff. But I'm quite hoping they'll do it again this summer. Obviously, I hope that they can bring in international tourists if they can. But just from what you guys said, it's such a good chance to actually see the Falklands at a very relatively cheaper price. Because were you here at all, Tyrone, for
I was
the trip?
I was in college, so
Okay.
when I came back and I first heard trip scheme, I just didn't know what it was. And then to hear like all the stories about people going out and exploring, because I'm one of them. I've lived here for I'm 18 now, but obviously I spent the last 2 years in the UK. But for the 16 years that I lived down here, I've never been to the West. I've never been out camp by myself. Like I've only ever went with school to like Goose Green. But yeah, no, it was nice to hear like people going out to like Pebble Island, and exploring and seeing sea lion, seeing everything.
Yeah.
But no.
Why is that? Just because it's expensive to get out into camp properly, or because you were younger and you'd obviously have to have a vehicle, I'm guessing, to drive to places that are out in camp on the east.
Yeah.
But what are the reasons why quite a lot of local residents just haven't been able to see too much outside of Stanley?
Yeah, I mean, I can only speak for myself, and well, the thing is, like, I don't know, I just never seen personally. I'm not trying to like bash, camp or whatever. It's just not for me, and like I can hold my hands up and say that, I just enjoy my time here in town, and it does seem like something fun. Like I do enjoy the fact that we have like such an extensive, wildlife. But for me, it's just always been, I like the comfort of town, But if I were here during the trip scheme, of course, I'd probably take advantage of it. But it's just in a normal setting, I'd probably just leave that to somebody else to do.
Yeah. See, I was fortunate because I arrived just as they'd announced the trip scheme. So I was in quarantine and watching FITV, and they'd announced it. And I was really surprised when I got out of quarantine and everyone's like, well, yeah, it applies to you too. I was like, are you serious? I got here last week, or like 2 weeks ago. What? So yeah, I was able to take advantage of it, and I went to New Ireland and Saunders. But it was really fun because right at the start, literally everyone you met was going to Sea Lion for the weekend. Or like for a week, literally everyone I know, I think, pretty much, apart from me, has gone to Sea Lion. And even like, so when I went to Saunders, we were reading the guest book, and there was loads of comments from people that had been this season. It's like, lived in the Falklands my whole life, have never been outside Stanley.
Yeah.
This is the first time.
Yeah.
And just stuff like that, I think, because when I was coming down here, I was like, oh yeah, I really want to go visit the islands, like while I'm here. But I guess as a contractor, I'm sort of more likely to do that, I guess, because I'm like, oh, it's somewhere different, Whereas if, I guess it's one of those things, like, are you really going to be a tourist where you live? Back home, like in the UK, I'm not going to really go to all the tourist places around Worcestershire because I live there. So I guess it is one of those, but I think...
What are the tourist places in Worcestershire?
The cathedral's nice. I don't know, Johnny, I've not been. But yeah, so...
That classic tourist trap.
Yeah, ooh. But no, so I think the trip scheme was a really good idea, and obviously, like you say, we don't know if there's going to be any form of trip scheme the coming season, or whether we'll have any form of international tourism, like tourists come down. So it's still, I think, a bit up in the air what's going to happen next season. But I think the season that's just gone, it was a really great initiative, and it really has helped out everyone who has accommodation or retail places or food, whatever. And so, yeah, these tourism awards are a great place to celebrate it, aren't they?
Definitely. And you have to watch the show to see how it all unfolded, really.
Although we've already given away who won all the awards.
True.
Yeah, true.
You didn't hear that from us. But talking of camp, so I'm actually off away in camp this weekend for a lovely weekend in Darwin, which will be quite fun. So I've not been to Darwin yet. So that'll be very exciting. So for those who don't know, Darwin is just past MPA. It's probably about another half an hour to an hour away. Just before Goose Green. So that'll be fun. But while I'm away enjoying a lovely weekend, you guys are filming a darts competition.
The big FIC darts competition.
Yeah.
So it's first big darts tournament for you, isn't it, Johnny?
It is, yeah. I've not been to one yet, and I've definitely not competed in one. But it'll be at the town hall, and from previous videos I've seen, it seems like a pretty big event. Darts is really big here, and there's a lot of good players. So I'm excited to see actual good darts players play,
Yeah.
and Ollie's competing as well. So
I don't think it's going to get very far. No offence. No, this is no offence to Ollie's dart skills, but I'm just saying there's a lot of very good darts players.
there are. But Ollie's been training. He's been videoing himself.
Oh, has he?
Really?
He's been videoing his technique.
Oh wow.
So
Oh.
I think he had a run of a few games. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. This might be secret information.
Ollie, don't listen to
Slander.
don't listen to the podcast, Ollie.
He had a run of a few bad games, and he thought there's an issue with his technique. So I think
video
he
train, yeah.
a little bit of. I mean, that's quite high tech coaching, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think he
exactly.
filmed his throwing hand
Yeah.
and noticed a little technical default, a technical fault, I should say. And he's adjusted it, and apparently he hasn't lost a game since.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you love to see
in the
it.
league.
Because he's not played, was it?
I think he's only played one.
Oh wow.
To be fair.
Oh,
So he could have a little run potentially.
who knows? It's all to play
That
for,
would be
isn't
quite
it?
exciting, I think, if
Yeah.
Ollie got to the semi or final.
Yeah. No.
Means you
Or
don't have
win
a
it.
filming
Or win it.
partner, but it's fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that if it was Ollie in the final. I'm happy to pick up the slack, but
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't see it happening.
Well, yeah, you should have a go. Pick up the darts yourself, Johnny. I've
I
had a go at darts. I've even bought my own darts now. They're bright pink darts and they've got duck flights because
Oh,
I think
yeah.
they're ridiculous and I want to get good at darts to go so I can beat Ollie, who's obviously very serious about his darts.
That would be good.
Because
Little
I think that'd be
FITV
really
showdown.
funny.
Yeah.
I know. I just think it'd be really funny if Ollie is so serious about darts that like he's done that, and then I can turn up with like these most ridiculous darts and beat him.
We should
That
make
would
it.
be
We should make a team.
I think that should happen.
A mixed team.
We should put that as a feature in FITV a few
Yeah.
weeks' time.
That
Katharyn beating Ollie at darts.
That would be good. That would be good. Yeah, I mean, I played in the pub a bit, but yeah, like I say, I can't hit double to save my life, so I would be hopeless in this
Oh
tournament.
yeah, I can't because it's a double in, double out, isn't it? So I wouldn't even get in because I
Yeah.
can't aim.
You
I
just-
I throw it at the
Just be
board
out.
and I get scores, but I just can't aim for actual things.
Yeah. I think a lot of people can just throw it at the board, can't they?
Well, yeah,
But
yeah.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
think the point
That's me.
is to actually
It
aim.
always amazes me when people look at the dartboard. They're like, right, okay, well, I need like a double 20, a 10, and a 3, and then they just throw it.
Yeah.
It's like, how?
Quick maths as well, having
yeah.
to work out what score you're on
Exactly.
and then how you can get there. And that's what I always find
Yeah.
really impressive when I'm watching the darts on the TV when it's like, I mean, have you seen in the UK when it's on at like
Oh, no, I
Alexandra
don't
Palace?
really watch
Yeah.
the
No.
darts.
It gets very, very. The atmosphere is pretty
Honestly,
crazy.
that's one of like that's a
180s.
bucket list for me to
Yeah.
go to
Oh, really?
Alexandra Palace when the darts are on,
Exactly.
and they've just got the big long tables,
Yeah.
fancy dress. It seems like such a good day.
Everyone's got their 180 signs.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
No,
and
I've
this
never
quality.
really thought of darts as a thing that I would watch before I got here until I was
It's
like,
just a day out, like
Yeah.
like a massive, just
Oh,
big
fair
day out
enough.
with the lads and
Yeah,
lasses.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Anyway, we'll carry on our sports segment for Steve if you're still listening and walking your dog on the beach and you like listening to sports because before we started this podcast, I noticed everyone was talking about the Stanley Services Football League and I, as always, completely just switched off. So if you guys want to talk again about the
No,
Stanley Services Football,
we were just doing a post-mortem on another
Yeah.
loss for the
Another-
Bullrings.
Yeah.
Which is-
Back to back losses.
I know.
It's okay though.
That's our team, the Bullrings.
okay, sorry if I
Just so
brought
you
up
know.
some bad...
Yeah. So we won our first game,
Something
and now
bad.
we've had back-to-back losses. So it's
Was
a little bit of crisis talk.
It's only early on in the season though. We got time to bring it back.
Yeah.
exactly.
We'll be okay. It's just
Something
Yeah.
needs to click. Something needs to click.
You'll be fine.
yeah, exactly. Bumpy roads. I don't
Wait,
think
you're
we're going to lose
filming-
any more games now.
There's one of the football matches tonight that you're filming, so we'll have the highlights in FITV from
Yeah.
now on. Every
Yeah.
week we'll have a feature game, is it?
Yeah, a future game, and then after we'll just take a look at all the results and then have a quick look at the table.
Yeah, so if you are into sport and football and you want to see more of it in the show, well, you're in luck. So
Yeah.
that's...
With the Euros being over,
Yeah,
people
Oh.
need their football fixed, don't
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, not for me, because I don't really like football. It's fine. I did watch the game.
Yeah.
I sat through a whole football game.
Yeah,
And the last time
and extra time or
Yeah,
Okay,
and the
okay.
penalties. The last time I watched a actual professional football game was when I went to university in Lincoln and Lincoln City went on this mega FA Cup run when I was there. So they got, I think it was the quarterfinals and they were playing Arsenal. So the only football game I watched was Lincoln City playing Arsenal and it got to something ridiculous like 5-0 or something to Arsenal. I was like, I'm just going to stop watching now.
I
There's
think that was when Theo
no
Walcott was
point.
playing for us.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're an Arsenal fan, aren't you?
I'm an
as well?
Arsenal fan, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, the Lincoln Arsenal rivalry.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh. But yeah, so it got to some ridiculous score and I was like, there's no point keeping watching this. I got to like 70 minutes and was like, no, I'm done.
Where were you watching? In like a pub or something?
Oh no, I was just watching on my laptop at home.
Okay.
I was like, I was not that.
God.
Not that into football. I wanted the opportunity
That's
to stop
dedication,
it.
to be fair.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you've been dragged along to the pub or something like
Oh
that.
no.
No, okay.
So this is my first. I actually sat through the whole football game this time. So well done, Katharyn.
Yeah, there
Well
you go.
done.
A waste of time that one.
I know, shame about the result.
Oh well.
Ups and downs, ups and
Yeah,
downs.
yeah. But anyway,
Just another 55 years to wait
Yeah,
for the final.
yeah.
not that you're bitter.
Nah.
And anyway, we will move swiftly on from the football. Next week is looking quite busy, but very exciting. At the end of the week, we've got the business breakfast held at
Yeah.
Malvina. So
Tell me
it's-
about that. What goes on that?
So it's I've not actually been to a business breakfast before, but it's people like the FIDC and the Chamber of Commerce. They host this breakfast at the Malvina for I think people sort of getting to school leaver age, and so it's a chance to come in and talk to people who are working in different industries, different companies,
Cool.
to find out what they do. So stuff that they're interested in. So have a chat like how do you get into this industry? How do you sort of get there? What to study at college, university, things like that. So we've been invited A to film and B to also have a chat to some students if they're interested in the media and digitally things.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so that'll be quite fun.
Cool.
So yeah, it should be a good morning.
The new
Business
Tyrone.
breakfast.
Yeah, I'm
Potentially.
finding my
Yeah.
replacement already. That's
Yeah, yeah, we're already bored of you, Tyrone. Come on, time to leave the podcast.
Is that how you got roped in, Tyrone? Business breakfast?
crazy. No, I remember because obviously you do work experience in year 10, and it was either here or where was it? I think it was the marketing. No, the PR, like where the monument is, and I came for the interview, and it was just I was like, oh, okay, this sounds like fun, and then obviously I spent a week here, and then after that I was like, oh, okay,
The rest is history.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. They were
Let's
like, come
go.
back, Tyrone.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's
Hey,
been.
you've got a good podcast voice.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no,
That's how you get roped in, mate.
yeah, it was a very busy week because I remember it was like they made me. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. They asked me. There you go. They asked me to do this like piece on like work experience as a whole. So like I actually got to interview like some of my friends.
Oh,
yeah.
fun.
So like I went to I think one of my mates was working at the museum, one was working at the veterinary clinic, and another one was working at the Malvina, and like I just managed to interview them and put a little thing together, and yeah, so that was fun.
That sounds cool.
And then obviously I finished my GCSEs, and then after that I just came back, and then finished my college, and now here I am again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And you're looking to go to uni, aren't you?
I am.
After-
So yeah, I get my results next month around this
Ooh.
time. And if all goes well, I will be going in September.
Oh, that's exciting.
But yeah, no, because year 10. How old was I in year 10?
Only like 15?
Yeah,
Yeah, 15
I would have been
in year
15, and I'm 18 now.
10? Mm.
So like, a lot has changed though. Like, a lot has changed, but
Mm.
yeah, no, I still enjoy my time here.
Oh, well, that's good then. So he's not got to the end of the podcast and thought, oh, time to leave.
Yeah, I'm
Quitting
not coming in
again.
on Monday. I'm telling you.
Yeah. But anyway, so I think that brings the podcast to a close. If you want to watch along with the show and see all the stories that we've been talking about, it's week 542. You can watch through, if you're in the Falklands, watch on KTV. And if you're not, or if you are but don't have KTV, you can watch on our website. It's fitv.co.fk. If you haven't subscribed, it's £6 a month or £60 a year, and it's very easy to sign up. And if you have any issues, you just send us an email and we will sort them out for you. But yeah, so I think that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, that's the end.
So,
See you later, guys.
See ya.